Aaron Boone has revealed the truth on the New York Yankees' latest move as they brought in a former Yankee who has been an up and down pitcher for his career, and we are going to discuss all of this and the real reason why the New York Yankees went out and signed Adam Ottavino yesterday. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Yankees Digest. It's Chris here, and we're going to jump right into things as always. And guys, if you are part of that 72% that's not subscribed to Yankees Digest, make sure to subscribe. We're having a bunch of fun here. We're on that road to 7K now because we hit 6,000 subscribers. Thank you guys so much for that. I was on a plane most of yesterday. I wasn't sure if it was going to happen, but I did check. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. We're on that grind. We're making the best Yankee content possible for you guys. You guys do not want to miss out, so make sure to subscribe. All that being said, let's jump into the video. We have a lot to discuss here. And well, Aaron Boone has revealed the truth on why the New York Yankees brought in Adam Ottavino, a guy who was up and down with the New York Yankees. And mainly, if we're being honest, Yankee fans look down on him because of the unfortunate playoff choking incidents. So, essentially, where the New York Yankees fans stand now, they're fired up over these moves, over this decision to bring Adam Ottavino back and to instantly start pitching him. And, well, there was a lot of talk about this from Ottavino and from Aaron Boone himself. Now, starting with what Ottavino said, he did mention it's thrilling and really exciting. This is a team I obviously love. I have a lot of love for everybody here. I'm just excited and feeling lucky. And Boone said, I think he's got a lot left in there. He's still been very effective, really, throughout his entire career. When we first got him, we brought him in to be that kind of righty killer, high leverage setup reliever. He delivered on that. And obviously, he's very familiar with what it takes to play here. Now, Ottavino is. He spent 2 seasons with the New York Yankees and absolutely is familiar with what it's like to play for the Yankees. Now, we know that these moves happened. Ottavino was brought into a major league contract and added to the active roster as Devin Williams is on the paternity list, as congratulations to Devin Williams. So, now Ottavino is on the team, but he's going to be with the Yankees regardless, as he got a major league contract now. That doesn't mean he'll never be in the minors and could definitely spend a bit of time at AAA, but he will be with the New York Yankees for the most part. And Ottavino, with the Yankees, has an 8-8 record with an ERA of 2.74 on 114 strikeouts and 2 saves in the 98 appearances that he showed up in. But the numbers are a bit different than what they look. In 2019, Adam Ottavino was awesome for the Yankees. He pitched in 73 games, their most active reliever, went 6-5, had an ERA of 1.8. Really phenomenal job done by Ottavino. That's where both those saves came from as well, as he was their setup guy. In 2020, he played a lot less games because, well, COVID happened, so there was only 60 games to be played. He played in 24 of them, and, well, things were not as good. He went 2-3 on his win-loss record and had a 5.89 ERA, so he definitely took a big step back. And now, obviously, the numbers would look a bit different because of COVID, but still, it's the whole ERA, which is the really terrifying part. So, Ottavino, just not the same player who he was in 2019, and now 2019 is a good 6 years ago, so a lot of Yankee fans are like, hey, why are we signing someone who was good for the Yankees 6 years ago? Well, Ottavino, he's been around since then, in New York, actually, with the Mets for the most part. Now, he did spend a year in between 2020. He spent 2021, the year in between 2020 and 2022. The way I was actually going to phrase that was the year in between 2020 and 2022. You know, the 1 year in between it. In 2021, he was with the Red Sox, but then 3 years with the New York Mets, where he was up and down. I mean, in 2022, he pitched really well, a 2.06 ERA, 6-3. He pitched really good baseball, and that was in a good set, 66 appearances with 79 strikeouts. It was one of his best seasons in the MLB. The next year, he went 1-7, but he's a relief pitcher. Win-loss doesn't really matter that much. Had a 3.21 ERA, which isn't great, but not bad for a reliever. It's fine. I mean, 62 strikeouts. The strikeouts took a dip. Same amount of games, though, which is a bit worrisome. Similar innings pitched, but just did not have it the same way. On top of that, you look at Ottavino in 2024, and, well, really just did not pitch very well last season with a 4.34 ERA. He did have 70 strikeouts, which was a good sign, but things were just not as good as they once were with him. So now he's trying to find his way back with the Yankees. And he did pitch for the Yankees yesterday, and, well, Ottavino did not pitch too bad. He didn't allow a run. He did pretty solid. He did a pretty solid job, if we're being honest. However, it's a long season, so we're going to see how much Adam Ottavino has left in the tank for the New York Yankees. But Ottavino himself mentioned that, well, I was definitely down and not impressive early. I was late. I thought I threw the ball well last week. It gave me a lot of confidence to keep going. I felt like a major league pitcher. I wanted to look for the right opportunity. I didn't want to go to some AAA team and be someone's backup plan, which honestly is fair. If you're Adam Ottavino's age, if you're 39 years old, you're pitching because you still love to do it, it makes sense why you don't want to go to the minors and just try to work your way up and be a backup plan. Well, I mean, not exactly a backup plan for the New York Yankees, but they did call him after one of their guys left for the paternity list with Devin Williams being out. But it does give Ottavino a chance to prove that he's still an MLB level pitcher, and for the New York Yankees to bring in a guy who they trust. Aaron Boone was the manager in 2019, so it's why one of the reasons why they brought him back is they're so familiar with him. They like what they've seen out of him. Ottavino spent most of his time in New York since then. I mean, the only year that he didn't, he was in Boston. Since then, we've seen him really just be with these New York teams. So there's the Yankees and the Mets. Now he's back with the Yankees. And look, I'm interested to see how things go. The Yankees definitely... it doesn't hurt to add more relief. We just saw Tim Hill and Mark Leiter lose the Yankees a game because neither of them pitched well enough. Now, Tim Hill, kind of excusable. He's done a lot of good for the Yankees as long as he could find his way this season. I don't think any of us are really going to mind. On top of that, you look at a guy like Mark Leiter, who since the Yankees traded for him has struggled a lot. And he's going to become expendable if he continues to struggle. And Ottavino is a guy who very likely is trying to take that spot from Mark Leiter Jr. The Yankees bullpen has a lot of interesting names. It's a lot of X-Factor guys like Loaisiga. So you basically have to kind of base it off that, because at the end of the day, there's only so many relief spots, and you have to figure out what you're going to do. I mean, the Yankees are no strangers to throwing a bullpen game, and they very likely will continue to do that. I mean, we already saw Carrasco come out of the bullpen once, so it is likely that maybe they don't pitch Carrasco as a full starter and kind of a flex guy who would start bullpen games maybe, which would make the most sense if you're going to use Carlos Carrasco, but that's where things are at right now. So it does make for an interesting storyline with where everything's at right now, and Aaron Boone seems pretty happy with the idea of going forwards with Adam Ottavino in a key role. So a lot of Yankee fans don't love that idea because, well, he just was not really showing up last time around. And now where things stand, it would be interesting to see how Adam Ottavino does pitch for the New York Yankees. Meanwhile, in regards to Devin Williams, Williams is not going to be out for a while. Paternity leave usually is like a week. So we'll see how long he's out for with his new kid, with his family. So we're going to see how all that works out. But Williams will be back eventually. And that's when things are going to become difficult because the Yankees might have to get rid of, or not get rid of, but bump Ottavino down to the minors if he's okay with that. And on top of that, you have to consider other options. Again, Mark Leiter struggled a lot, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens. The Yankees are going to have to answer a lot of questions with this bullpen position. This is a bullpen that's expected to be very good. Right here, you're looking at one of the best closers in baseball. On top of that, you're looking at a lot of talented players in this bullpen and a lot of guys who have either overperformed or underperformed recently, and how the New York Yankees are going to go about that. And I'm super interested to see how that all goes. And what do you guys think is going to happen? What's the Yankees' best bullpen? Let me know in the comments down below. Like this video, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Have a great day, and go Yankees.